Back on ETSU Courtside presented by Johnson City Honda. In this week's edition of our player profile, we visited with junior forward Reshawn Rembert, who's a Tampa native. Before the Bucks headed to Jacksonville, Florida, we caught up with him to talk about his decision to come to ETSU, what his time was like for the Bucks, and what he'll be doing after college.
The reason I chose ETSU was mainly because, it was a family atmosphere. Coming in here, I knew guys like Lucas, guys like Adam. I was able to, make a bond with them before I got here. So that just made it easier for me to make my decision. The transition from high school to college is when you're in high school, you're that guy on every team. You have that sole one guy that he's the main player, and you get the different kind of treatment from your coaches and stuff like that. But when you get to college, it's a whole level ball. It's a whole nother ball game. You're going against guys that are, just as big as you, just as fast as you, can play better than you. You got to be able to compete. That's pretty much what it comes down to. My off season was basically just getting up a lot of shots. My dad, he wanted me to get up as many shots as I could. And, I challenged myself to see how many I could get up. And I did a pretty good job. Me and my brothers, we were in the gym all summer. Getting shots up. Working on different moves. Different situations that I'll be in. And, it just helped me prepare a little bit more for my sophomore season. And, to have a lot of injuries and stuff like that go down, it really helped, propel and, get me further along. Because I started to gain a lot of confidence, as you said, and was able to shoot it well. Every time I touch the ball, my main mentality is just going in. Every time I shoot it, put it at that, My teammates put me in great positions, to get me good looks. Guys like Petey and Kennard, they do a lot, they draw a lot of attention to themselves. So, if you tend to help off me, then, I guess I'll just make you pay. Just sitting back and thinking about it, I laid in my bed last night and I thought about it, and it's crazy, to be mentioned like some of those guys like you said, Mr. Jennings and Courtney Pegram. I can never hear enough Courtney Pegram stories from Coach Bartow. Just how tough he was, how good of a competitor he was, how good he could shoot, and Mr. Jennings, and just the name alone, it just rings bells throughout, the South. So it means a lot, I'm just blessed to be in the position that I am today. It's unbelievable to play in front of the home fans. They show support. It snowed like crazy, and they were still here for the game. It just shows how passionate they are about ETSU sports. You have fans that they're not just fans. They're believers. They believe that every time we step on the floor, no matter who we play, we're gonna win. The team's success is solely based on just energy. Positive energy. Coach Bartow feeds it into us. Every practice, every day. You got to stay positive. Things are not always as bad as they seem. When we started in the beginning of the year, we were 0-4, and people really weren't, they weren't really too excited about coming to the games. But, we kept it going. It's much like the little engine that could. You can never get down. You just got to keep on trudging through. And we found ourselves getting one win. Led to two. Now, we're at 16. Hopefully we can get to 20. I do a lot of sleeping. That's pretty much it. I listen to a lot of music and stuff like that, but it's most of the time it's sleep. Because if I'm not in class or I'm not out here getting up shots or at practice, you can catch me sleeping on the couch. Life after basketball. I'm studying criminal justice right now. My dad is a police officer right now. His mom was, she worked in the jail for a couple of years. But I plan on being a firefighter after basketball when it's all said and done. My dad, he wants me to get in law enforcement, I guess, sort of like him, but I'm really not the, police officer kind of guy. I like donuts, but I'm not for chasing, people like that. So, I think it'll be great to, I like to help others, and I see how, being a firefighter, you're out there, you're saving lives every day, you're putting your life on the line, it's a great thing. My family, they've always been there. My dad and mom, they do a great job at, keeping me level-headed, keeping me straight on and focused, just making me want to be a better player, a better man every day. It's not focused on just, who you are. It's more like what you've become at this point. I went from being, coming in here a freshman, being a skinny, lanky kid that could shoot a little bit. Now, as we talked about, I'm able to, put my name in the record books, which means a lot. I never want this time to end. Being in college, being around these guys that, you know, I've known for so long, you know, I've grown a brotherly bond with. I never want this time to end, and, you know, just to think about it winding down slowly, it breaks my heart, but at the same time, you know, all good things got to come to an end.